float he's loving it. He knows he's got a treasure right here. My goodness.
The most terrifying injuries in wrestling history. Injuries haven't just stopped matches, they've destroyed championships, ended careers forever, and left some wrestlers unable to ever return to how they were. But what makes this video different is that we're going to cover injuries many people have never even heard of. Some were so horrifying that fans genuinely believed they were watching someone die in real time. From gruesome leg breaks to paralysis inside the ring to injuries that mark the end of entire eras, today we're looking at some of the scariest and most painful moments in wrestling history. Don't forget to like and comment, and if you think you've seen it all before, get ready anyway. Cody Rhodes. One of the strangest and most painful moments in recent WWE history involves Cody Rhodes. Just days before his match against Roman Reigns, Cody suffered a complete tear of his pectoral muscle during weight training, an injury so severe that the entire upper part of his body turned purple and black within hours. Many expected WWE to cancel the match, but Cody made a wild decision. He entered the ring anyway. From the moment he walked out, the bruising on his chest and arm was shocking. Despite the intense pain, he wrestled for nearly 25 minutes against Reigns, hit the crossroads multiple times, and ultimately won. After the match and one more TV appearance, he went straight into surgery and was out of action for months. Many consider that night not just a match, but one of the most enduring displays of pain tolerance and willpower in company history. Cesaro. One of the strangest incidents in WWE history involves Cesaro, an injury that makes you wince just hearing about it. Around 2017, during a tag team match against Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, Cesaro slammed face first into the ring post while executing a move. Several of his front teeth didn't just break, they were driven into his gums. Most wrestlers would stop the match immediately in that situation, but Cesaro made an unusual choice. He kept going, even performing heavy moves minutes later, and finished the match to the end. Only afterward did doctors put his teeth back into place and begin treatment. Many see this as one of the most painful yet bravest moments in company history, since few people could even speak through that kind of injury, let alone finish an entire match. Big E. The neck is an extremely sensitive area, and injuries there can have devastating consequences, sometimes ending a career entirely. Big E became one of those unlucky cases, and it all started with a suplex that nearly left a champion permanently paralyzed. Back on March 11, 2022, on SmackDown, Big E, one of WWE's most beloved superstars, was in a singles match against Ridge Holland. Everything seemed like a normal night until it suddenly fell apart. Holland went outside the ring to execute a belly-to-belly suplex. Big E had taken that move many times before without issue, but this time was different. Instead of landing on his back and shoulders and rolling through as usual, he landed directly on his head. The crowd was in shock, and Big E wasn't moving. Medical staff rushed to ringside immediately, and moments later, he was placed on a stretcher. As he was being carried out, Big E raised his hand and gave a thumbs up. The crowd cheered, believing he was fine and out of danger, but backstage, the reality was far scarier than anyone imagined. After examination, doctors announced that 2 vertebrae in Big E's neck were fractured. The good news was that surgery wasn't required, but the bad news was that if the fracture had been just slightly more severe, he could have been permanently paralyzed and never walked again. It's now been over 3 years since that incident, and Big E still hasn't been cleared to return to pro wrestling. He's hinted that he's essentially retired from the industry because his C1 vertebra still hasn't fully healed, and there's a real possibility he may never step into the ring again.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin is the next name on this list. Fans watched his career gradually deteriorate over the years until he was finally forced to say goodbye to wrestling for good. On August 3, 1997, at SummerSlam, Austin was set to become Intercontinental Champion by defeating Owen Hart. At the time, Austin was on a massive rise, and many believed it was only a matter of time before he became the biggest star in WWE. But it took just one move to nearly end everything forever. Owen Hart set Austin up for a tombstone piledriver, a move that, executed correctly, usually carries little risk. But Owen made one small mistake. Instead of landing on his knees as standard, he sat back on his rear. This caused Austin's head to stay too low and land directly on his neck. The moment he hit the mat, Austin lost all feeling in his arms and legs, and for a few terrifying seconds, he genuinely believed he was permanently paralyzed. Somehow, he dragged himself onto Hart and pinned him with a weak roll-up to win the match. The crowd was thrilled with the result and cheered, but backstage, everyone knew something had gone seriously wrong. After examination, doctors confirmed Austin had suffered severe spinal cord bruising and nerve damage in his neck. Despite all this, remarkably, he returned to the ring 2 or 3 months later, but his neck was never the same again. Over the next 6 years, the damage steadily worsened. His hands began going numb, constant pain became part of his life, and his neck condition kept deteriorating until in 2003, doctors gave him a final warning. One more serious blow to the neck could leave him permanently paralyzed. That warning forced Austin into the hardest decision of his life. At WrestleMania 19, he faced The Rock in what would be the final match of his career, ending his wrestling career at just 38 years old. He then stayed away from in-ring competition for nearly 20 years. No comeback, no one-off matches. Everyone believed his time in the ring was over for good. Then came WrestleMania 38. Nearly 19 years after his retirement, Austin shocked the entire wrestling world by stepping back into the ring for a no-holds-barred match against Kevin Owens. Most fans, myself included, expected just a brief encounter, maybe a stunner or two, and that's it. But Austin surprised everyone. He had a genuine match. He took bumps, took moves, even endured a big suplex outside the ring, and after about 15 minutes, won the match. For one night, Stone Cold was Stone Cold again, a comeback that gave the biggest legend in WWE history the perfect, fitting send-off, proving that even after all those years, he could still shine in the ring.
Hayabusa. Many of you may never have heard the name Hayabusa, but if we had to pick just one injury as the saddest moment in wrestling history, this could be it. Hayabusa was one of Japan's most beloved wrestlers and the top star of FMW, known worldwide for his incredible high-flying moves. But on October 22, 2001, everything changed in a matter of seconds. Hayabusa went to the second rope to perform his signature springboard moonsault, a move he'd done hundreds of times without issue. This time, though, his foot slipped on the rope mid-jump and he lost control of his body. He landed directly on his head on the mat and lay completely motionless. The fall fractured 2 vertebrae in his neck and caused severe spinal cord damage, an injury that left him paralyzed, and that match marked the permanent end of his career. After the accident, Hayabusa spent years in a wheelchair, and although grueling training eventually allowed him to walk a few steps again after years of effort, he was never able to return to the ring. Sadly, he passed away in 2016 at age 47 from a brain hemorrhage.
Lex Luger. The next case isn't entirely about an in-ring injury, but it's worth telling. This next wrestler was once one of the biggest names in the business, until one day he woke up and couldn't even move. Lex Luger was once one of the biggest names in pro wrestling. A multiple-time world champion, main eventer in both WCW and WWF, and one of the most powerful, physically imposing wrestlers of his generation.
His incredible physique made him a symbol of strength in the wrestling world. But after years of success, his body suddenly gave out. Unlike most wrestlers, this didn't happen in the ring. There was no match, no botched move, no brutal in-ring injury. It was around 2006 or 2007. As Luger was preparing for an appearance on a plane, he suddenly lost feeling in his arms and legs. It all happened within minutes. His body stopped responding and he collapsed. After being rushed to the hospital, doctors diagnosed him with a spinal stroke, a rare condition causing severe damage to the nerves in the neck area. The result was complete paralysis of his body. For years, the man once famous for his incredible physical power was confined to a wheelchair. Transformed from someone who once faced and defeated the biggest, toughest names in wrestling into someone who struggled with the simplest everyday movements. Over time, with extensive physical therapy, rehabilitation, and a lot of help from his friend DDP, he managed to regain some of his mobility. But sadly, he was never able to return to the ring. Lex Luger's story isn't just about the end of an athletic career. It's about losing everything and fighting to keep living. After the incident, he completely changed the direction of his life, found peace outside the wrestling world, and became an inspiration to many by sharing the experiences and hardships he went through.
The next wrestler on this list is another who never walked again after his injury. Chuck Austin wasn't a big name. You couldn't even really call him an experienced professional wrestler. He was just a rookie brought in to fill out cards and help elevate bigger stars. That night, Chuck Austin, along with another unknown wrestler, faced the Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. For Chuck, this match was supposed to be a fresh start, an opportunity that might change the course of his life. Instead, it became the last time he ever opted on his own legs. The match was going completely according to plan until Marty Jannetty went to execute his finisher, the Rocker Dropper. Under normal circumstances, this move carries no special danger. Jannetty jumps up, places his leg on the opponent's neck, and expects the opponent to land flat on the mat as usual. But there was a major problem. Chuck had never been trained on how to properly take this move. And at that exact moment, disaster struck. Austin's head hit the mat at the worst possible angle. His neck broke instantly, and his body went completely still on the canvas. At first, no one realized how serious the situation was. The match ended, and Chuck remained lying on the mat. Soon, everyone understood something terrible had happened. Chuck Austin was paralyzed. Doctors diagnosed a broken neck and severe spinal cord damage, and it was immediately clear he would never walk again. A few years later, he sued WWF, claiming the company had never properly trained him on how to take the move, and it put him in the match without adequate preparation. In 1994, the court ruled in Chuck's favor, awarding him a $26.7 million judgment. The company later settled for a lesser amount out of court. But the truth was, no amount of money could give back what was taken from Chuck Austin that night.
Sid Vicious. Perhaps no injury in wrestling history shocked viewers quite like Sid Vicious's broken leg. I believe it was 2001 at one of WCW's pay-per-views when Sid faced Scott Steiner and Jeff Jarrett for the heavyweight championship. Late in the match, Sid decided to do something completely out of character for his usual style. He jumped off the second rope towards Scott Steiner, attempting a jumping big boot. But the moment he landed, his entire body weight, over 130 kilograms, came down on his left leg, and in a split second, something happened that no one expected.
Seen it already. Another angle. Already so many times, and it's...
The bones in his left leg snapped horrifically, and the damage was so severe that his leg bent at a completely unnatural angle. Many TV networks refused to air the replay. The match fell apart instantly, and Sid, writhing on the ground in agony, couldn't continue. This injury marked the end of his time in WCW, and a few months later, the company was bought out by WWF. Sid was never able to return to the position he held before the incident. He later underwent surgeries and months of rehab to walk again, and years later made a limited return to the ring, but many believe that jump marked the true end of the golden era of one of wrestling history's scariest monsters.
The truth is, behind every championship, every title moment, and every historic match, there's a risk most of us never think about. And today, we went through a few more of the most painful, heartbreaking injuries in wrestling history. Injuries that for some wrestlers didn't just end a match, but changed the entire course of their lives. Now it's your turn. Which of these injuries did you find the scariest or most shocking? And if you think I missed an important one, let me know in the comments. Who knows, maybe we'll revisit this topic again in a few months. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, because upcoming videos might be even more unbelievable than this one. If you're into wrestling content, check out the videos appearing on screen too. As always, take care of yourselves and see you in the next video.